Alright, first thing we're going to look at for our video here is working with data. Some of the most basic things you're going to need to know how to do is determine mean, median, mode, and range, or measures of central tendency. Some of them are a lot easier than others. Many of you might be thinking right now, I had this in middle school. I can find mode relatively easy. Alright, mode, again, is the word, sounds like most. Okay, 71 is the number that appears the most. Alright, so um, next we're looking at range. And again, this should be pretty easy to spot because all we need to do is find out the highest number and take away the smallest number. We're finding the range, everything in between the highest and smallest number. So all we need to do is 100 minus 14 and we get 86. Alright, for our range. Our range or our data here spans 86 points. Now those two are pretty easy to do. Now mean and median, while some of you may have a good idea on how to find them, we're going to show you a different way because maybe some of you haven't figured out how to do these things on the calculator. So what I'm going to do is show you how to do that on the TI-83. So if you bring yours up, bring it to the clear window, go to Stat and Edit. Okay, we're going to enter in these numbers here into our list so that we can work with that. Now I already put them in. Okay, I put them in order, as you can see, 71, 100, 78. And I'll show you again how to put these in. You just hit 90, enter, 98, enter, 14, enter. And again, I didn't put them in numeric order. I just put them in as I read them. And once we have all the numbers in there, I usually go back and count them. Alright, if you look here, L1 or 11, that means we have 11 numbers in there. So I always just count here, and I'm sure that we do. We do have 11 numbers, so that's a good check real quick. So we'll go to second quit. Now we're going to hit second stat for list, meaning we're going to work with the list. So I'm going to scroll over to math, and you'll see that we've got mean and median. So I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to hit mean, so I'm going to hit enter. And they're going to say, well, the mean of what? Because you could have multiple lists in there. So we're going to hit second L1. See how L1 here is in yellow? We're going to close parentheses and hit enter. So our mean is going to be 78.72. So why don't we just put that in here? Oh, move that out of the way. So our mean is going to be 78.72. Repeating. And our median, we didn't figure that out yet, but our median, I'll bring up the calculator again. We basically go through those steps again. Second list, scroll over to math, come down to median. Okay, it's asking you the median of what? Well, list 1, second L1, remember the yellow L1 there, and we got a median of 82. Okay, so that was two pretty basic things there. And again, you can do all these things by hand, but I just wanted to show you a quick way to do them with the calculator. So next we're going to scroll over here to making a box and whisker. This can be kind of difficult, but again, everything can be done by hand, and you can check your work with the help of the calculator. So we're going to do that. First thing we're going to do, again, is find a couple of points here. We need to find some kind of important points that we will bring down here and mark on our number line here. So the easiest, obviously, would be the max and the min. Okay, we're going to need to deal with them. Those are going to be our 2 points, or our 2 endpoints on our box and whisker. So these won't be perfect, but you're going to have to try to just make it as close as possible. So 14 is about there, 100, I'll try to put that right on the line there. Next thing we need to do is find the median. So again, we did that on the page before. We know it's 82, but we're gonna find it the old-fashioned way with pencil and paper. All right. Now I'm just gonna count up here from 14, and I already know that we have 11 numbers. So I can see there that we have 82 is right in the middle. And what do you notice on either side? We've got 5 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 numbers on either side. So we now know that median is going to be right here at 82. Okay. Now we also need to find 2 more points here. And they're really easy to find. Basically, they're the middle number on either side of that median. So the middle number on the bottom side would be 71, and on the upper side would be 97. Okay, and we'll go over what these are all called in a minute. In the meantime, I'm just going to graph them real quick on our number line here. There's our 71. 97 is real close to the 100. So now we're just gonna bring this all together now. Okay, we're making the box. Now we've got whiskers, and there we have a box and whisker. Okay, now what did we circle? What did we label? Okay, well, first thing we found were the min and max. And we got max over here. Okay, the second thing we labeled was our Q2, or you can call it the median. Alright, and on either side, we call this our Q1, first quartile. Up here we call this our Q3, or third quartile. And these are the only 5 points we need if we're gonna make a box and whisker. And again, the first step we do to do all this is to put all of these numbers in order from least to greatest. But again, this is all something that we can do with the calculator. So I'm just going to bring that up real quick. I'll bring up the virtual TI here. I'm going to clear all this out. And again, what I've done here is I've originally already put all these numbers in this list here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit graph, and we'll see what happens. Alright, now I have an old graph here. If I go to y equals, I see that I had 2x plus 3 in there, and my plots are not on. Alright, I'll clear that out. I don't need to, but I'll clear that out just to make sure everything's out of there. I'll hit enter right here. And you see how that's highlighted? Alright, now we can plot L1. So what I'll do is I'll go into graph. Okay, now I don't see anything, and that's fine. So what we're going to do is hit zoom, come down here, zoom stat, or zoom 9. Okay, there's my box and whisker. And we can find some essential points by hitting this button here, trace. Okay, look what we got there. Median, 82. I'm going to hit left, Q1, 71. I'm going to hit right, Q3 says 97. Okay, remember Q3 was 97. Hit to the right again, max 100. Okay, notice this says median 82. Alright, so far what we've done is we've done the box and whisker with a pencil and with the calculator. So the calculator again is a good way to check your work. And what you can do is go ahead and practice this. What I've done is given you some data here that you can enter into your calculator. These are all the numbers that you should come up with when it's all said and done. Now your box and whisker, that again is something you can put into your calculator and see if you can use the trace function and see if those quartiles match up like mine did up here when I hit Q3 as 97, and when I scrolled over, okay, all these things that I found you should find on your box and whisker. So give that a shot. Let me know how this video went, if you like it, if you didn't like it. Maybe better, things that I could do better. And we'll look forward to more videos in the future. Thanks a lot. A lot.